guys, Lauren here, and today's video is going to be times I looked stupid. So I've done like times I've looked like stupid at work or whatever, and I realized I look stupid all the time, so I have so many of these that I could tell. So the first one happened to have happened at work. Like, I don't know, like it actually just happened this weekend, and it was, I don't know why I'm jumping into this so quickly. I barely had an intro. So I'm gonna be doing the times I look stupid at work, and you guys, I honestly look stupid so much. Like 95% of my life is just me looking stupid. Like there is not a day that goes by that I don't do something stupid. Like every, like part of my daily routine is doing something stupid, because inevitably, like bad things happen to me, and it's like inevitable. Like it's something that happens, like, oh Lauren, can you go like get me that glass of water? I'll walk over and then just trip with the glass of water and pour it all over myself. Like that's totally something that would happen to me. Little bad things always happen, and it's like a fact of my life. So the first one happened this weekend at work. So I was just in the back and there was nobody in the store, so I was with my supervisor and I was helping her do something. I can't remember, no, I was washing dishes. And then I spilled something on the floor, and she's like, oh, don't worry, I got it. So I was standing there while she was cleaning it. And then I went up to the freezer with her, and she was like, okay, can you like, and then she's like, is there anyone there? And I was like, oh, let me check. And we have like a monitor with all the like showing us what the cameras have on them. So I looked and I was like, oh, there's people. And I quickly turned, and the floor was wet from where she cleaned. I slipped, completely fell. She was there laughing. She's like, go, go. And I got up and I was like, just walked out to the customers, and I bursted out laughing because I was pissing my pants laughing, because literally all you see is me trip, fall, go, go, go. And I quickly got up and ran and was like shaking myself off, and the customers were like, and I was like, oh, sorry, I just fell in the back, and they started laughing. And yeah, so that's the first thing that I did that made myself look stupid. The second was when I would like to say I was in like I was in grade 1 at the time, so this was like a throwback to like multiple years ago. So I was a little fetus, and I was just doing my thing, and we had these neighbors. So I lived here, and then my neighbors that lived here, and all the way down here, and then over here. Those are my neighbors that I talked to. They all were like kids around my age. So the neighbors that were over here, like over here, I was friends with them. He was in my grade. I actually think he goes to my high school now, but like we don't talk. We only talked when we were kids. And I remember I was playing with him and his younger brother. So it was me, my brother, his younger brother, him, and then my dad and his dad. So we were sitting there playing with a ball, just bouncing it back and forth, throwing it, and I was like, oh, I got it. And they threw the ball, but it went too far, so I was running. It was right near the curb. I went to go pick it up. I slipped on sand, smacked my face right on the curb, and for about the next like week or two, I had a big bump on my head because I literally smacked my head that hard. Like I smacked my face right on the curb, and then I was like, eh. And then my dad's like, oh my god, Lauren, are you okay? I was like, yeah. And I still remember that. It hurt so bad. But mind you, I looked like such an idiot, because my brother, his brother, and him were just standing there like, and I was like, my aesthetic is looking like an idiot. Like there's always a time I look like an idiot. The second time was when I was at my friend Fiona's house, and she was like, oh, don't go into my closet, like there's something creepy there. And I was like, what do you mean? So then she's like, just don't go into my closet. And I was like, okay. And then I was like just walking around the house, and then the suspense killed me. So I quickly opened the closet, and I was like, there's only like coats or whatever here, like there's nothing creepy. And I was looking all around, and then I look up and there's a doll, and I was like, ah! And I quickly ran, hit the door, and then started screaming for dear Jesus, because I thought it was coming to attack me. Like I ran into the door. I don't know if Fiona saw, but I'm pretty sure all she heard was, ah, bang, ah, because I literally thought the doll was going to attack me. She's like, Lauren, I told you not to look in there. There was something creepy. And I was like, you should have told me it was a doll. I was being such a little bitch about the situation. The next scenario was when I got my concussion at school, and I don't know if I told you guys this story. I think I have mentioned it, but for those of you who don't know, when I was in grade 7, it was around winter time, and there was a lot of snow on the ground. It was kind of icy, and I went to the field because like I was in like grade 7 and we have recess, like what's up, and I was with this girl who I was friends with. I'm not gonna say her name because like I don't have permission to say her name, but she was one of the girls who I was friends with. If you went to school with me, you probably know who this girl is, but yeah, I'm just not saying her name. So we were walking and just talking, and our friends were all the way over here and we were all the way back here, like on the pavement. So we started walking and then we got close to them, and when we got close to them, both of us slipped on the what do you call it, the snow. So we went forward, my forehead smacked her nose really hard, so that knocked me out. I slipped and hit my head on the ground, and mind you, I don't remember falling backwards. I only remember hitting my head on her. I don't remember falling backwards, so I don't know what it looked like. And I was out, like, I don't know how long I was out for. It was probably only a few seconds, but I smacked my head so hard and I was out. So when I woke up, they were like, Lauren, are you okay? And I woke up and there's like so many people around me, and they're like, are you okay? And they're all like, Lauren, are you okay? And I was like, but I was so fucking confused. I didn't know who the hell Lauren was. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know who these people were. It took me like a solid minute to just sit there in the snow, realizing I'm like, oh, I'm Lauren. I'm at school. These are my friends. What the fuck? And I got up and I probably looked like the biggest idiot because it's just a thing. Like, I always look like an idiot. Like, who slips on snow and gets a concussion? Like, that's only a thing that would happen to me. So the next story, well, not story, the next time I looked like an idiot was when I was at my friend Mia's house, and she has a pool, or she had a pool, and she was having a birthday party. So I was like, yo, whatever, like, cool. So we were all like around the pool and people were in the pool. I was out of the pool because I was being a little bitch. I thought it was freezing cold. So I like was just walking, and then I was like just standing there, and they were like talking to me, and everyone was around there, and I literally got up, slipped, and smacked my face right on the like edging of the pool. And yeah, like that happened. Like, that's a thing that happened. And the next time I looked like an idiot was also at work, and I was carrying a spade, and I was really scared for my wisdom teeth removal surgery. And like, this was like recent, and I was like really scared, and I already like fucked up 10,000 times at work that day. But I was, because I was so scared, like I was on edge. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And then my supervisor is like, oh, Lauren, can you like get me a spade? And I was like, yeah, sure. I got the spade, and a spade is like, it looks like imagine like, it's like, think of like a really tiny spatula. That's what it looks like, but it's metal, and then like really thick plastic, like high quality plastic. I picked up one of those, my hand shook because I was so scared, and it went to the floor and cracked and broke. And yeah, there were customers in there. They kind of all stared at me, and I was like, like, that's literally, like, I was like, I'm gonna go fade into the abyss now, like, bye guys. The last time I probably looked like an idiot was when I was at school running 4 laps around the football field, so it was a mile. And this was my first gym class. This was my first day of school because I started school later than everyone else. And I was like, oh, I can do this, like, yeah. I was actually like, I'm not physical as fuck. Like, I don't do exercise. Like, my exercise is my fingers scrolling to go through Netflix. Like, that's literally all the exercise I do. Like, I'm a piece of shit. Like, I don't do anything. And I was like, okay, run a mile. Like, I can do this. And they're like, oh, you should be able to do this within like 12 minutes. And I was like, I got this. And I was running. I probably looked like the biggest idiot ever because I would run for about like 10 seconds, and then stop and walk half the way, then run for another 10 seconds and stop and look half the way. But like, I think I looked like the biggest idiot. Like, everyone else in the class was like, oh yeah. I would literally stop and run and then stop. I was an idiot, like. Okay guys, so the last time I looked like an idiot was when I was at the grocery store, and I was with my dad, and we normally bring the cart everywhere with us. So we left the cart at this one spot, and I was like talking to my dad, and I was like, oh yeah, these Eggo waffles. And we were talking, and my dad's like, oh, can you put them in the cart? So I turned around and placed them down in the cart, and my dad's staring at me like, and this lady's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm putting it in my cart. And she's like, this is my cart. And she kept trying to hand me the waffles, but it didn't, like, my mind didn't comprehend the fact that wasn't my cart, that I was just standing there staring at her like, oh, and I took them, like, sorry, and just, So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. That were all the times I've looked, that's not all the times I've looked like an idiot. Those are only like a fraction of the times I've looked like an idiot. I can do 10,000 more of these videos. And I want to do a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions for me, leave them down below, or like DM me, or like whatever. Just give me some questions and I'll answer them in my next video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you sometime later next week or next week. Yeah, bye. I love you.